Record that. We're gonna start on page 43. Is that where you're at?
45. Oh.
43, yeah, is where we're gonna start with the lesson page. Got it back
Wait,
there?
Mrs. Steve, are there any banned words this week?
We'll find out.
Oh no.
I don't know. I can't remember yet. Okay. This one, we are learning a new clause here. You guys know this from last year, except for Shavi and Lily. The adverb clause is a group of words that begins with a www word and contains a subject and a verb. An adverb clause is a dependent clause, which means it must be added to a sentence that is already complete. So when you see adverb, you might be thinking ly adverb, but these adverbs are different. www.asia.b. It's right here, Lily. Look on your page. So this is just a fun way to remember what the words are, kind of like fanboys. You know how that helps you remember the conjunction.
Asia clause.
Yes. Do you remember what they all stand for?
Yeah.
Without looking?
Okay. When, while, where, as, since, if, although, because.
There you go. Do you know them too?
When, while, where, as, since, if, although.
There you go.
Where, while, since. Where, while,
When, while, where. Try it again.
When, while, where, as, since, if, although, because.
There you go. Good. So do you have it, Zuli? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Try it.
When, while, where, as, since, if,
Although.
although, because.
You were really
I
close.
Think of that last A.
So Shavi and Lily, here are the words right here on your page. When, while, where, as, since, if, although, because. Each letter starts with one of these letters, www at Asia.b. So they go with the letters W, when, W, while, W, where, A, as, S, since, I, F, A, although, B, because. So those are the first words of the clause. Okay, so it's good to memorize that, and we'll be using this a lot. And eventually it's going to be on your checklist, so you'll start writing with them too. But this is how you label it with parentheses, like you do the who, which clause. Okay, so it says because Robin was now an outlaw, he had to hide where the sheriff could not find him. So it starts with because here. If you notice because, that's the beginning of the adverb clause. And then it goes to the comma. Because Robin was now an outlaw, comma, he had to hide where the sheriff could not find him. Where is also one of the W's. So notice how it says AC, that stands for adverb clause. Okay, that's how you label it. Any questions about the adverb clause? Yes?
What's an outlaw?
Oh, what's an outlaw? Does anybody know? Elise?
An outlaw is someone who breaks the law.
Yes, good. Like a criminal, right? And Robin was, I mean, he stole from the rich to give to the poor. But it makes him an outlaw. He did break the law, but he did it for his own good reason because he was trying to help the poor. All right, so comma. A comma is used to separate items in a sentence. A comma is used after but not before an adverb clause. So it's always used after an adverb clause, not before. So right here where it says AC, comma, MC, that's adverb clause, comma, main clause. When it's in that order, that's what it looks like. Oh, I see what she did. Or did you do that? Take that in there. It's a good idea, but don't go to that page yet. If the adverb clause comes after the main clause like this, MCAC, you don't need a comma. Does that make sense? So only when this comes first, you use a comma. If it's after the main clause, you don't. And then here we have many words can be used as different parts of speech. However, a word can perform only one part of speech at a time. For example, as, that can be a preposition that begins a prepositional phrase, and as can be a www word that begins an adverb clause, because as is in both lists. So you have to just see how it's used in the sentence. Like this one, a prepositional phrase, as an outlaw, there's no verb there, so you know that's a prepositional phrase. As an outlaw, Robin hid from the sheriff. Here, it says, as he hid in the forest. Wait, as he hid in the forest. Oh, wait. Whoa. Let's go up here. As he hid in the forest, Robin collected a band of loyal men. So as he hid, because of that word hid is a verb, that makes it an adverb clause. Remember how clauses have verbs and phrases do not. Okay, remember that rule. You guys are pretty quiet. Are you tired?
I don't know.
No.
I'm just so
I
tired
am.
today.
Oh, in the middle of the night? Your cat. There's so much drama with that cat.
Sounds like my cat Earl.
It does sound like Earl.
I woke up at like 6 o'clock on the dot, and then when I woke up it was foggy, and then I just decided to lay in my bed because it was nice and warm. So just
Did you go back to sleep then?
No, I
Oh.
just laid there sadly. I kind of wanted to, but I guess not.
I guess not.
It's really
Like
like
rock when I sleep. If you try to wake me up, I'll get upset.
Like- we have these like really big cups. They're like that big. They're probably like that tall, and we drink from them. And I always keep on forgetting. I fill it up at night because when the cold air comes in from the window in the morning, it's like nice and cold.
Oh, yeah.
So it's nice. And I keep on forgetting. Earl knocks it over. It spills all over the floor.
Oh, no.
And then in the morning there's like this ginormous puddle.
Oh my
It's happened
gosh.
probably like 4 times.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like,
I usually always have like a water bottle near my bed. Because
Yes.
sometimes usually a water bottle because so then
I think
Jana.
sometimes
Hi, Jana. Come on in. Hello, hello.
because sometimes when I wake up in the middle of the night without water,
Do you want to sit up
like
here
my
or
throat
back
is
there?
so dry. But whenever I wake up like in the middle of the night, it's not for water.
Oh, yeah.
Like when I know I have it, I don't need to like wake up. But then when I know I don't have it, then like my throat gets really dry.
Ah.
So I always have to have it. You know.
How about Lily? Can you read the sentence on page 45?
The entire year, Robin fulfilled a true voice from the other animals and being valuable into the state.
Good. Good reading. Sheltered. Do you guys know what sheltered means? What does it mean, Ainsley?
Like covered.
Yes. Or hid or covered, take refuge. Yes. So sheltered. One article.
Can I do the nouns?
Okay. There's only one article. How about the nouns?
Robin
Okay.
is here.
Yes, the year is a noun too.
Where Robin Shearwood.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna be like that with a bracket. Yeah,
Um,
you got a book. After all, that's good.
Outlaws.
Outlaws, good. Is that all of them? Oh, there's one more.
Is it sheltered?
No, that's gonna be a verb. So
Gained.
do you know what it is? No?
Valuable.
Skills.
What?
You were guessing now.
Like, hello, which one is it?
Valuable hunting, because those are both adjectives, it's describing the skills. So that's what he gained, those skills. Okay. Pronoun, there's only one. Ainsley, do you know where it's at? Yeah, he. Adjectives, I kind of gave some away, but what do you think, Jana?
Mountain.
Hunting, yes, because it's describing the skills. So yes, hunting.
Entire.
And entire year, yep.
Oh,
Valuable. One more.
game.
No, think of outlaws, like which ones?
Other.
There. I know you guys had it. I wanted her to
What?
find it. I could see that. All right, you got that? The pronoun? We did that quick. I don't remember who did it. That was Ainsley. How about the coordinating conjunction, Shavi? And very good. That was easy peasy cheesy. I like to skip prepositional phrases, but
Phrases.
praises. The adverb clause for those that are new, let's just put www.asia.b so we can remember up here. You see it, Liliana?
Yes. Or,
Go ahead.
wait,
No.
no, that's fanboys.
Yeah.
Wait. Wild.
While,
And then the fourth is,
where does it end?
while he met other outlaws.
Actually, it's gonna keep going. That comma does not need to be there because he did two things. He met other outlaws and gained So- all the way to the end. Yep. It's a big one. So we're gonna label it AC for adverb clause, not air conditioner. Yes,
Maybe the sub really.
you got it? Okay, go for it.
Okay. Robin,
Robin's the subject.
sheltered,
Good.
um. Sheer Forest.
No, that's not the subject
Oh,
here.
he,
There we go. He
and then met
and met
Wait,
and then gained.
and gained. Good. Is that what you were gonna say, Ainsley?
isn't there a comma for a year, like for an entire year, comma Robin?
No, the rule about because that's a prepositional phrase, by the way.
Yeah, I just did it.
The rule about prepositional phrases is if it's more than 5 words, then you need a comma. But because it's short,
I never-
remember that? That's probably a rule we're gonna talk about this year. I can't remember if we talked about it last year or not, but all right, so we got our subject verb pairs. Well, yeah, go ahead and actually Zuli hasn't done anything yet. Go ahead and do, not that you haven't done anything, but I just mean like out loud. What are the 2 prepositional phrases?
For an entire year.
That's one.
In the Shirley Forest.
There you go.
I already did them.
Good.
So,
So what kind of an opener is that, Zuli?
it is number 2, prepositional.
There you go. Number 2. Prepositional. Check.
Wait, is year capital?
No.
Then is outlaws capital?
No. Why do you, oh, there's 4 capitals.
Oh wait, I already got one.
Okay, go ahead, Elise.
For Robin, Sherwood Forest.
Ah,
I thought it said 5. I'm like, what?
oh, and we already took out the comma because he's only doing 2 things, so we don't need a comma there. And then the end mark is just a period. Good. Every single week we go through the same thing. Any questions about grammar today? No? Okay. Then we're done with today's lesson. Juliana. And Zuli, I see you back there. Sneaky, sneaky.
No,
Sneaky, sneaky.
no.
Uh-huh. All right. You guys worked on the Boston Tea Party. So this is about the time in our American history when things really started to get crazy, all right? So we've already been through when the pioneers came to America in the beginning. We learned about the Native Americans who were here and Christopher Columbus, a little bit about that guy. And then we had the Spanish come over. Everything seemed to be pretty peaceful. Nothing serious going on. Then the Englishmen arrived. They came from England. They were the ones that started stirring up trouble because they wanted to claim some of the land. And then the Mayflower mishap happened. That guy that almost drowned. Remember that? And then the ambush happened in the wilderness. And that's when we learned about like the redcoats. Those were the ones that were from Britain. They're the British. And they had their first battle at the river. Remember Fort Duquesne at the Ohio River Valley. Then after that, the Boston Massacre for that one.
Page 74.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, Miss, let's see, we do have to flip the page.
Flip the page.
What?
So we did the Boston Massacre. That was the one where, remember they were guarding that building and then they
Yeah.
were throwing rocks
shot
and,
put?
yeah. And then we had the Boston Tea Party because of all the taxes and everything. And now we have the shot heard around the world. Have you heard of that one before?
Can you read the stories?
Yes. Does anybody want to read?
I can.
Let me see what I got.
Plus, I forgot my glasses again.
Shoot. Who read last time? We had Ainsley. You read last time, Annalise. Is there anybody different that wants to read this time? Yes, it's just you. So you
It
can.
would be me, but I forgot my paper.
I mean, I could pull it up on the
No, it's okay.
computer. Let's hear Ainsley's. So go ahead and stand by the flag. You know what to do. That's all right. I know it takes a little bit. This time your dress ups were ly adverb, who, which clause, strong verb, and because clause. And I have a little note up here about the because clause. Remember, do not use of with it.
Yeah, I did not. I make sure. I did.
Good,
And I
because
put everything. I put everything. I put
when you put of with it, it changes it to a prepositional phrase. So it's no longer a clause. Remember, clauses have verbs, prepositional phrases do not. So watch out for that. You can use of, but don't underline because as a clause if you do, okay? All right, when you're ready, tell us your title and then go ahead and read.
Paying no taxes. It was a cold day in December 1773, and the ships were quietly bobbing in the harbor of Boston. The streets were crowded with people. Paul, who was 10 years old, was among them. His older brother Peter told him to walk. Told him to walk because things could get exciting. His brother also told him to keep an eye on the gracious tea. Peter was one of the sons of liberty. The colonists who refused to pay tea taxes didn't believe that England should tax them. The colonists told King George to stop taxing them because it's too much money, but he wouldn't stop. The royal governor of Boston declared that the ships could not sail back to England. The tea needed to be unloaded by December 17th, and it was December 16th. The Sons of Liberty, who cunningly dressed as Indians that night, ventured to urine the tea. The Indians grabbed their axes and covered the crowd. As the Indians passed, Paul winked at them. Whack, whack, whack. The Indians started to loudly hit the chests on the three ships because they had seen it. The Indians smashed and threw 342 boxes into the ocean. Rallying Indians, tell King George we will pay no taxes. Cheers.
Nice, very good. There you go. And I was trying to listen for any banned words. I didn't hear any.
Can you use cunningly?
And she helped you fix them?
I think I used cunningly too.
Go, went, say, said. Remember, those are now banned. So watch out, Juliana and Ainsley.
Okay, good, there's no.
Don't use those words. All right. Go ahead and turn to page 72.
I think I might have said.
Uh-oh.
Said.
Hopefully not.
That's it.
72.
I almost did that.
We are going to read the historical information first. Does anybody feel like reading that part right here? Okay, Ainsley, go for it. Wait, hold on. Make sure everybody gets there. Bring on the page. 72 is where we're at. Lily, go back a little bit. There you go. Okay, go ahead.
Historical information.
Historical.
The story for the lesson is based on events that led to the beginning of the Revolutionary War. The poet Ralph Waldo Emerson used the phrase "the shot heard around the world" in 1837 to describe the first known offensive shot Americans fired at King's soldiers. It happened on the North Bridge of Concord. The poem is called Concord Hymn, and it begins like this: by the rude bridge that arched the flood, their flag to an eagle's breeze furled. Here once the embattled farmers stood, and the fire that shot and heard around the world.
Yes, and instead of around, it's actually round, but it is around. But this is just like a different way to say that. Shot heard round the world. So it's not literal, right? Because if somebody shot like in France right now, we wouldn't hear it in America. It's too far away, right? So it's figuratively speaking. It just means that it triggered something really massive. Yes.
That made it like really loud.
It meant that it started
Started something big.
So we've been talking about battles, right? The different battles like the Boston Massacre and things that have happened, but this is the first war. This is like the Revolutionary War. It is the first major war that included other countries. So that's basically what that means, like that somebody fired a shot and it wasn't literally heard around the world, but it affected everybody in the world because
But it
then
felt-
the world got involved in this war. I'm going to show you a video. Yes, I'm going to show you a
So
video
I
too.
actually learned about this in school.
Oh,
Not
yay.
like 2 weeks ago, and I wrote like
Oops.
and they wanted me to write like a little paper on it, so I did.
Nice. You already wrote about this. That's good. Well, you're going to write it again.
Yeah.
Maybe a little different on this one, but okay. So I'm going to share this video and this was good. I like this guy. He explains it pretty well. And then we'll talk about it some more.
Today we're looking at the Battle of Lexington and Concord. Hello, welcome to the Daily Bell Ringer. Please don't forget to subscribe and take a look at the questions down in the description. So on the night
Okay, I forgot something. Hold on. I forgot to make sure to share the sound for the recording. There we go. Hold on, I'm messing up now. Lexington, this is the one I want to share, right? Okay, here we go.
of April 18th, 1775, British troops stationed in Boston began a nighttime march towards Concord, Massachusetts, located about 18 miles west. Their mission was to capture a stockpile of weapons that they suspected were being kept there by the Sons of Liberty and Patriot supporters. As they began their march, riders such as Paul Revere and William Dawes rode out ahead of them, warning the Massachusetts militia, otherwise known as the Minutemen because they could be ready to fight at a minute's notice, that the British were coming, or the British were on their way. At Lexington, Massachusetts, about 11 miles west of Boston, 77 militiamen began to gather to stop the 700 approaching British. Remember, militia is basically citizen soldiers who serve in an emergency. These were farmers and craftsmen who came out with their hunting guns to fight. This was not a professionally trained army like the British troops that were approaching.
Okay, so make sure you get that. So they're coming from Boston over to Concord, and in Concord is just regular people. They didn't know how to fight. They were just farmers, you know, they had guns because they hunted. But these guys from Great Britain are obviously, they've got matching uniforms, they've been trained, they know how to battle and fight and kill people. And so there were, how many did you say of the British? 700. And how many of the Americans or the regular farmer people? There was like 70. So 770, how many? 73? So that's a big difference.
Yeah, it shows how stubborn.
Yeah, they were organized, they had skills, they had been trained, and the other side with the 70 in Concord,
Like something.
they were just but the farmers knew how to hunt, but they didn't know how to kill or involve in battle and strategy. So no, there wasn't an army formed yet
No,
with the
like retired soldiers.
yeah, but they weren't retired yet because this was like the first war. This was like the first battle or the first war that happened.
The militia in Lexington began to assemble at 1 a.m. on the morning of April 19th, 1775 at Lexington Common or Lexington Green, which was kind of the open area in the middle of Lexington. They waited and waited, but saw no British troops approaching. Many of them decided to go and wait inside a nearby tavern until they heard something. At 4:30 a.m., they heard the sound of approaching drums, and they rushed out to form up to repel the approaching British troops. 2 columns of militia lined up, facing hundreds of British. The British commander ordered that the militiamen lay down their guns and disperse. Just then, a single shot was fired. To this day, no one knows for sure who fired first, but that shot has come to be known as the shot heard around the world, because not only did it ignite the American Revolution, but following the American Revolution, several other revolutions would break out across the world. Once that shot was fired, the British began firing volleys into the militiamen's lines, while the militiamen tried to fire back. When the smoke cleared, 8 militiamen were dead, 9 were wounded, and only 1 British soldier was wounded. The militiamen ran and the British resumed their march, but now the British and American colonists had officially traded gunfire, so the American Revolution had officially begun. As they continued their march to Concord, the British ransacked homes along the way, looking for any sign of weapons or resistance. At about 7 a.m., the British arrived in Concord only to find a few cannons, but the bulk of the weapons had been moved by the militia before the British arrived. The British searched the town for several hours and set fire to many of the structures in town. Little did they know, though, that while they were searching for weapons, that hundreds upon hundreds of Massachusetts militiamen had descended upon Concord. By 9:30 a.m., the British start to come under fire at a bridge north of Concord, and by noon, the British begin to retreat, as now the 700 British troops sent to capture the weapons are facing a force of over 2,000 militia, with more arriving every minute. The retreat back to Boston for the British turned into an all-out sprint, as the British were coming under fire the entire 18 miles back to Boston. Many British troops dropped their guns and equipment so that they could run faster to get back to Boston. Despite the fact that British reinforcements were sent out from Boston to protect the retreat, the British were still just too overwhelmed. By the day's end, nearly 3,500 militiamen had arrived to push back the British. Of the 700 British troops that marched to Concord, 250 redcoats were killed or wounded, compared to 90 killed or wounded for the Americans. The militia now began to close in on Boston and surrounded the city with the British trapped inside. The siege of Boston would last for almost another year and would include the Battle of Bunker Hill, which occurred in June of 1775. After years of disagreement and protest, the British and the Americans had finally openly engaged in battle. Although there would still be some efforts to keep peace, the differences between the two sides would lead to the Americans declaring independence and a full-scale war that would last for the next 8 years. So with that, hopefully you learned something.
Okay, so that shot heard around the world. Now you kind of get a better idea of what that means. It just triggered or trickled, to other countries finding out what was going on. But ultimately, Americans had won that war, the Revolutionary War. So in the beginning, it was just 70 against 700. But these guys were called Minutemen. Did you hear that word, Minutemen? That means they were ready within minutes to grab their stuff and head out the door and go and meet the rest of the soldiers. And there were thousands of them that showed up. And they defeated the British soldiers at that point. So let's go to page 74.
67.
Not 67. And we're going to let's read our passage today.
Now we have to.
We're going to do, actually, this week, you're going to use a story sequence chart. Do you guys remember we did that?
We did that last week.
Did we do that last week too? Yeah, so we're going to do it again this week. So you're going to be able to change up a little bit of this information.
Wait, we're gonna have to flip the page now.
I know it's on a weird page, but does anybody feel like reading the passage today? Oh, we got to. How about Ainsley? Elise, you can do it next time, okay? Remind me.
The shot heard around the world. John was a farmer who lived in Massachusetts in 1775. He lived with his wife, Sarah, and their 2 small sons near Lexington. King George had sent soldiers into American towns. The colonists resented this, so conflicts often erupted. One day, John returned home quite upset. Those blasted redcoats are everywhere. Adams and Hancock are right. We need to store up arms to protect ourselves, he told Sarah. John soon joined the Minutemen, who were gathering and storing arms in case war broke out. They were hiding the arms in Concord. Then late one April night, there was a loud voice outside John's door. He leaned out the window and saw Paul Revere. "Hurry, John," he said. "The regulars are coming out." John knew that meant the redcoats were heading for Concord. He woke Sarah and told her, "I must go to Lexington. We must stop the redcoats from reaching our arms."
You stop there for a second. Do you know what arms means?
Like guns.
Guns. That's what that means. Okay. And you might have heard the word firearms before.
Yes.
That means, okay, keep going.
When John reached to Lexington Green, there were about 17 other Minutemen ready to face the redcoats. They waited anxiously. Then early in the morning, about 700 British troops arrived. Do not fire unless fired upon, Captain John Parker ordered the Minutemen. But if they mean to have a war, let's begin here. Disperse, you big rebels.
Disperse, yeah.
Disperse, you rebels, the British officer ordered. The Minutemen did not budge. John's heart was pounding. He prayed that soldiers would turn back, but all of them sudden a shot rang out. Then another and another. Then the shooting stopped. 8 Minutemen were dead, and the redcoats were marching to Concord. There were on the North Bridge more Minutemen were ready to fight. They opened fire and eventually drove the British back to Boston. The Revolutionary War had begun.
Okay, good reading. So this is one, what we would call account of what happened during that time. These characters, Sarah and John, are made up characters. This is where you get to decide names of your characters and maybe exactly like where they are during this time. But your main plot is going to be the same, where they have this shot heard around the world and where they are in Lexington and Concord, and that it was the beginning of the Revolutionary War. Yes, Lily. Yeah, you can do that from their son's perspective, maybe. That's a good idea. So maybe a different perspective of it.
So instead of like John or Sarah, you could like name some of these.
Yeah, you can change the name. So you can kind of make it your own story, but the plot still stays the same. Does that make sense? Okay. You can name the characters. Maybe instead of them being like at home, they were maybe visiting a friend, or they were at somebody else's house or something like that. You can name the son Preston. That's fine. You'll want to include the Minutemen. Those, like I said earlier, they were the ones that were ready within minutes. So basically, all this other stuff we've been talking about in class had already happened. So they knew that the tension was building, right? They knew that there was probably going to be another battle or a war. So they had their stuff ready to go. So when Paul Revere came through, have you ever heard the story that Paul Revere ran on his horse and he was saying, "The British are coming, the British are coming"? Have you heard that before? Yes. So he really didn't do it exactly like that because he was trying to be quiet. He didn't just yell, "The British are coming," because then that would give it away to the British that he was saying that, right? Because they were not far. So he was probably more likely going up to the houses and saying, "Get ready, Minutemen, the British are coming, get ready, get your stuff together. It's time to go. We gotta fight." So it's probably more like that. And in this era, in the 1700s, the women didn't fight. It was all the men, and they were all ages. They were adults and children. Children, well, teenagers, I guess.
Yeah, around 12, yeah, they were able to.
Younger, yeah, because they needed as many people as they could get. That's right, exactly. So, all right, let's look at before you get started, Juliana. Page 75. Go to this page next. This is going to explain how you can vary up your story. Okay, so this will explain it a little better. The source text is a historical fiction, which means it is based on a real event in history. So the event is real, the characters are made up. That's what that means, historical fiction. You may add descriptive details to your story as long as you do not change the basic historical facts. When you write the story, you may change the characters and some of the details. The main character does not have to be John. As you complete the first portion of the story sequence chart, one of the questions you will answer is who is in the story. Instead of answering John, change the character. You may change some of the details as well. Here are some ideas.
Do we have to change the details?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
We
could still like keep main characters.
You can if you want. It's just an option if you want to change it up. You could make your main character the daughter of the Minuteman. What is she like? What is she doing as her father is storing arms? She might follow her father to Lexington. That would be a good twist to the story. What would she see when the shot was fired? Would she see who fired the first shot? Would she know any of those who were killed? What would she do after the shooting ends? So, and that could be the son if you want to keep it the son. And then his perspective on everything. Yeah. Yeah. Because if he saw people getting shot and killed, that would be pretty traumatic for him, right? Yeah. 6 years old. Okay. You could make your main character the son of the Minuteman who wants to go to Lexington with his father. How old is he? There you go. Does he go? Will he and his father be shot? I hope not. Yes.
So it says sons. Could you make like one a boy and one a girl?
You could have two characters that in there from their perspective. You can make your main character an animal. Here you go. There's another idea. Here you go, Juliana. Who witnesses the events? It could be a Minuteman's horse, the family pet, or a forest animal.
Bird.
Oh, that would be cool. A bird's eye view of stuff that's happening right there.
Like a bald eagle flying around.
There you
watching.
go. There you go. That would be pretty
I
cool.
can do
Use the
Preston
questions on the story sequence chart to further develop your variation. So who is the main character of your version? Go ahead and write your idea here if
Like
you
the
have
guy?
one. Your main character, is it going to be the son, the daughter, John? And he's a Minuteman, right, in the story, or you can have one of his sons or a pet, or you can think about it if you're not sure yet. Bird. What is the character like? Describe him or her. So if it's a bird, you said bald eagle.
How would this?
Is he tall? Is he strong?
Can
Can I
Is
do
he-
like
Yeah.
Can I name the main character's son?
Yeah. You can name the main character.
Somebody random?
Yeah, that's what we're saying. It can even be an animal.
I'm doing Preston and his pet Winter.
Okay, there you go. That kind of makes it more fun to write about, right? When you get to add your own stuff to it. When you write your story, it'll be from that perspective, either the animal or the person. Does that make sense? Okay. Where is he or she when the shot is fired? How did he or she get there? Think about that for a second.
Main character? Anybody random?
Yes, that's what we can say.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so
How or where was she when he or she when they heard the shot fired? Were they inside their home? Were they in the treehouse? Were they camping? I don't know.
oh, could you
Yours
make
is.
it, could you make it like the one of like their son or daughter like followed them
Yes.
secretly, like hid behind tree and tree?
Yes.
And then when the first shot fired, they were like in a tree and some could see it.
And you could have them, you could name the person they saw fire the shot, even though we don't really know the historical facts or we don't know who fired the first shot, but we can pretend that they know.
Wait,
that
how
make
do you
sense?
feel sensitive?
I mean, I know is like probably like
Hold on
a
a
very sad thing to do, but it don't make them done. I mean, it's just.
I guess you could technically. That would be a tragic ending.
They're in the tree,
It would be
writing
like
about it and then they die.
it would be like
Fall
the
out
guy
of sense.
falling. it would
What's
be
the
like
word?
The guy on the mountain
Sen-
falling.
S-E-N. S-I-T-I-V-E, sensitive. There you go.
Actually.
All right.
Go.
Did you guys get an idea of where your character is and how they got there? Write that down. Jana's got it. What do you have, Jana?
So it's a cat named Rocket. She loves people
Mhm.
and she followed her owner. And when the first shot was fired, she was scared, but she's scared.
She stayed with, does the owner know that she's with? Oh, so is she like hiding in? Cause there's
In the
probably,
bush.
oh, in the
Bush.
bush, okay. So she could be like Elise was saying, going from bush to bush or, tree to tree
Yeah,
and,
how about tall grass?
yeah, or tall grass, yeah.
So could you so for like John, could you make like one of their sons like Donald?
Yeah, you could,
Okay.
What
but
is-
maybe he doesn't know. that the sun is
We're
falling.
gonna do
That's the
Preston.
last question. Oh, wait.
So, well, whatever
Really
character
impressive.
yours is Para, Para, and then what is the character? Is the character related to anybody or just a random person that's okay?
In the basket.
And you described her. What is she
She's
described?
nice, sensitive, positive.
Okay, cool. And then where was she when the shot was fired? Was she,
It could be anywhere random. Like,
well, she's got to be in the area. So she could have been camping. She could have been riding her horse. She could have been at a friend's house. She could have
I was
been,
thinking like
yeah,
at a party.
at a party. Yeah, at a party at a friend's house. Yeah, you can do that.
Preston got in the basket and then Richard and Bob and she was like, got in the basket to try to get in. And then his dad's at the basket. And then
Wait. That's fine as long as you keep to like the main stuff that's going on, which is the
And I
battle, basically.
How did he or she get there? Like
Yeah,
she got invited by him.
okay,
Preston got there by, yeah,
okay,
no, he did.
yes. As you complete your KWO, have fun developing your variation of this historical event. The only required details are the historical facts. These are required. The storing of arms at Concord, that has to be required.
They said that we built them.
I don't think they knew how to yet.
No, I can make that.
Oh, I mean, stick to the, are you saying illegal like now? To make it
Yeah.
illegal?
Yeah, just doing
I
that.
think so.
Based off old times. It's pretty possible to make it even without having the right things. I don't need to, I just need to get off it.
The Minutemen going to Lexington and Concord to protect those stores. So you got to mention in your story about the arms and hiding them. The firearms and the battles that occurred in both places. The characters and their thoughts and feelings and actions may be determined by you. Does that make sense? So you can talk about how they feel, what are they doing, and
Don't you think the mom in the story would be like worried that they're going up?
that's a great thing to add. Yeah, definitely. She might be looking for her cat or her son or daughter.
Like how we. I'm kidding. Stuff. I graded all ridiculous.
So let's, maybe this will help if we work on this page. Go to page 76, where we actually have the keyword outline here. In the box on the left is telling us when does the story happen? That stuff will stay the same. Who is in the story? What are they like? Where do they go, live or go? So let's first talk about where are they in this story?
So like we don't.
The location has to be the same.
Yeah, but like I don't get like. Do we include the people that we just like
Yes.
make up? Do we not include John?
So we don't include John.
Oh, okay. And instead of John, we make up that.
Well, I think instead of starting with the characters, let's start with the place, right?
Yeah.
Where are they in the story?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. There you go. So we can write Massachusetts here is a big word. Massachusetts. What is the year? We'll look back on the story. There you go. 17. Do you remember what year our country became a nation?
I think it was which side the sun sets on. Just remember those.
1776 is when we signed our Constitution, our United States Constitution, and we actually became a nation. So this is right before that. See, all these things are leading up to the biggest war, which we will talk about soon. Civil War was part of it.
Wait, is that one with the 80s and so World War
I thought it was
The Civil War was within the United States, but the next one
World War.
How was World War?
was World War One. It's coming up. It's in our history book, but it was in. I forgot what year the World War One. That was later. We weren't in the World War yet. Anyway, we'll get to that point. Yes.
That was 1776 was 1775.
So 1775 was when this happened. The shot heard around the world, but 1776 was when we became a nation. Does that make sense? So it's like right before that. Okay.
Oh,
Now we've got your character. So regular number 1 can be your
Wait,
character.
Mrs. C, so.
Yeah.
But don't you have like a father and a mother? in the
You
story?
can if you want to, but you don't have to include them. So this is the thing. The way it's written here in your book is from the perspective of the father and the mother, John and Sarah, right? Those are the names, right? And his wife. But that's where you can change it up. If you want to write from the cat's perspective, you can still include John and Sarah, and it could be John and Sarah's cat, or you can change John and Sarah's name and say Bob and
I love Bob.
Bob
Jill.
and Betty Lou.
Betty Lou. I
That's
like
what my mom and dad was named.
that's
She's
cute.
like, for the number one, do I just like, it's a nice of my character?
Yeah, who's your character?
Alright.
And I forgot, is she a person? A girl? Okay. So, yeah, put Kara and then something like Kara invited party. And then you can talk about while she was at the party.
Oh, okay.
You get what it? Okay. So put your character that you want to add. This is you're gonna be like your main character here. I'm just gonna put lines so that
So
you
do
can.
we technically make up this story, but it's still including?
Wait, couldn't both of the kids?
The
go?
historical, hold on just a second. The historical facts have to stay the same. The characters can be what you make it. So it's their perspective of what happened, but the historical event has to stay the same, like
Okay.
where it was, the year. Remember, there were soldiers that came, so we'll include that part.
So I
Um,
put Carter invited party.
yeah, so you could say, whose house was she at?
Laura.
Okay. Was it Nora's birthday or something? Okay, so you, on number 2, you can
Wait,
put,
Leon, what's your main character?
Cara?
Oh, I want to say my main character, Carly.
What?
put something like Nora, birthday, and then maybe house. It's at her
Yes,
house.
How
Yeah,
do you, spell Carly?
Carly.
Yeah, Carly.
Oh, Carly.
Yeah, Carly.
I think it's Carly.
C.
No, yes.
Carly? That's how I would spell it.
Yeah.
I don't
Like
know.
car.
Wait, CAL.
Carly. Yeah,
How is this
Carly. No, that's a name, silly. All right,
And then
that's this part for number 3, 4, and maybe 5. This is where we need to have some historical facts that you got to include. So this is when the soldiers, looking at the beginning of the story, it says King George had sent soldiers into the American towns. And then the colonists resented this, so conflicts erupted. And remember, John returned home quite upset. The blasted redcoats are everywhere. So we could say redcoats everywhere, or soldiers.
Wait, Mrs. C, what do you want me to do?
Upset.
for,
I know, I got
number
it.
one?
Let's put upset.
So what should we put in number 1?
I'm gonna write this. I know some of you guys are still trying to figure this out. It's okay, we'll get this.
why am I like the only one that's lost?
No, you're not. They're asking
Right?
questions in the back. Number 1 right here.
Yeah.
That's where you're gonna put your character's name
Okay.
and a little bit about your character. If it's a cat, if it's a friend, if it's a daughter, if it's just some
We
random.
should like,
Like, okay, so for instance, here's Juliana's. She has Cara, yeah. She has Cara invited party. And then it's Nora, birthday, a house. Okay, so 1 and 2 can be your characters and a little bit more information about what your characters are doing. Does that make a little more sense? Then we're gonna get into number 3 is gonna be more about the historical
oh,
facts.
so like, so my character could like be in her room like reading a book or something.
Yes, exactly.
But like, what are we gonna put for like little Roman numeral 2, Roman numeral 3? Like, how are we gonna?
Don't worry
follow
about that
this
yet.
forward?
We're gonna, well, that goes into the conflict. We're not there yet. This is just, we're introducing the characters and the setting. Remember, this is a story sequence chart. You see it there? So, the redcoats are there, they're upset, and they're everywhere. And then it talks about John soon joined the Minutemen who were gathering and storing arms in case war broke out. So this is when the Minutemen, remember, those are the guys that lived in the neighborhoods that were ready in minutes. That's why they were called Minutemen.
Like, fine. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
How about questions on for the second one and yeah, the second one. How about build up the word and use of
Yeah,
I don't know what else to.
or heard noise outside, maybe, because
Like, gunshot?
they were upset. The redcoats were coming. So those were the soldiers that came. They haven't heard gunshots yet. Not yet. Don't wait. Don't say that yet until the problem happens. But you can talk about the Minutemen gathered. And this is where your character can see that or join them or however you want the character, the perspective from your character. You could basically say Minutemen gathered outside, maybe. Just trying to give you guys some ideas. Oops, I keep going off my page here.
We're writing references.
Yeah. This part's important to mention that they stored arms.
When you say arms, I always think of real arms.
Yes,
I know.
like, wait.
Yeah, like orange.
Like, do they slide with feet for arms?
And in Concord. Did you remember the map? Remember in the video, on this side of the video was Boston, and on that side of the video was Concord. And so that's where Concord was where the Americans were, the people who just were regular people, hunters, family. And the British were coming from Boston because they just had the Boston Tea Party. Remember that whole mess, right? And they were throwing tea and they were mad because they wasted their tea. And so now they're coming to take over Concord.
Teas.
Just tea. Well, it was their money because they wanted taxes and they wanted money from the tea sales. And so the Americans were like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to just throw your tea over the side. So, okay. Down here now, we're going to go on to Roman numeral 2. This is when Paul Revere comes in, and we can't change his character because he's part of history, right? So this is where let's talk about Paul Revere.
Mrs. C, they're not, for example, can't say it. Roman numeral, 1 for number 2. I did, Farley father, house angry, and then, because it makes more sense with upset redcoats everywhere. But I'm not gonna do this. I'm just gonna do it.
Okay, that's fine. No, that sounds good. What did Paul Revere, what was he telling people in the story? What did he say? He didn't say he didn't say the British are coming, the British are coming. That's another story somebody else told. But what did he say in this story? What was Paul Revere saying? The second paragraph. He leaned out the window and saw Paul Revere. Hurry, John. Regulars are coming. The regulars are the redcoats. Paul Revere, we're counting as one word, right? And he was saying the regulars are coming, like the little exclamation point in there.
Regulars?
Regulars. So that was another term for the redcoats. That's how it says it in the story. Does that make sense? Yes. And the redcoats are from Great Britain. They're British.
Oh,
So like you guys are already starting to sing her and still
Keep writing.
Wait, is it minute men or minute meant?
Oh, I spelled that wrong. Thank you. That should be just an N. Minute men. I don't know. Sometimes when I talk and write,
Your brain goes like.
My brain. Yes.
Oh, I put that too.
I was just about to say, wait, that says Minute Meant, not Minute Med.
At least you didn't have I meant minute.
Okay, so this is where we're talking about what does the main character want or need? What do the main characters do, say, think, or feel? This is the part I'm looking at in the box. What happens before the climax? So it was talking about Sarah. Remember, he woke Sarah up and told her, I must go to Lexington. So, let's see, how are we gonna do this with your characters?
You could name it.
Maybe Cora.
Carl.
I don't know why I said Cora.
Cause Nora.
Nora and yeah, there you go.
Laura Cora.
Maybe they're at Nora's house, so maybe Nora's dad could say, I must go to Lexington to stop the redcoats, right? Could add another character in here, Nora's dad. Now they're at this party and now it's gonna get kind of scary, because they're like, the redcoats are coming, the regulars are coming, right?
But does someone have to say, have to go to Lexington?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, because that's the historical content that you can't change. That's the historical facts. So for yours, it could be Nora's dad. For yours, you have a cat in yours.
Yeah.
And so
So-
maybe, yeah.
And then I
you-
could put like a speaking out.
yeah. Yeah. No, put like Nora's or N, you don't have to spell out. So we don't have to waste that word. N's dad. Must. And then do an arrow and then Lexington or something like that.
Like must, you can't use go though.
Right, must,
travel?
yes. Well, when you get to that point, you'll figure it out. Ride his horse, I don't know. So for you, for your cat, maybe, did you figure out something for your, okay. So maybe, the cat hears somebody saying they must go to Lexington and the cat follows. Could be just a random man, could be the neighbor, could be the dad. Maybe.
Or you have something and then send a toss, through the lost away. And then try to listen so that it's actually useful.
Could be, you can make that part up. This part is where it's talking about real facts, like in the morning, there were 700 British redcoats, yeah. 700, early in the morning, remember what time? I guess in the video it said something like 1:30 AM or something like that.
They said like 1:30 AM.
2:30.
I'm just gonna put morning. 700 British.
Wait, who would go to a party? At 1 AM?
Redcoats. Redcoats and regulars are the same. Yes,
It says I must go to Lexington, but we're not allowed to go.
right.
Must
But
travel.
since it's like a history phrase, can we?
No,
Oh,
they must ride or they must travel or
Wait,
they must journey to or something like that.
Can you if you want to after the 3 paragraphs and how they have 5,
Mhm.
could you add a little bit more that aren't in the paragraph?
Yes, you can.
I could add how Carly followed her dad quietly outside without her mother or brother noticing.
Yes, that's a good idea. You can. So you can include details. We're out of time. So basically what you're going to do is talk about the rest of the conflict here. The conflict is that they have this face off, right? They've got the redcoats and the Americans and they're just ready for battle and then somebody shoots. They don't know who it is. But if your character sees it, you could say it was one of the redcoats that shot. I saw them or something like that. And then that triggers this Revolutionary War.
Oh,
Do you see-
Do you still follow
Hold on.
along with the story? How would I include our characters in the story if we don't even know what our characters are going to do.
So your characters are at a house at a birthday party, so they're gonna basically hear it, or maybe they could peek out the window and see it. Hear a gunshot, yes, or see all that they could be like, we looked out the window and we saw all these men running toward the red coats or something like that. Is that kind of make
Yeah,
sense?
so like put like Laura or Kara,
Mm-hmm.
not became saw, but like heard gunshots.
You can use saw.
Wait,
it's-
seesaw?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
You
'cause-
saw
Oh yeah, it's not big yet.
No, it said.
Say
Oh, you're right.
Oh,
That makes it easier.
Kara saw.
Like they looked out the window and saw everyone with guns, and then probably wait till Roman numeral 3 to talk about the shot, because that's what the climax of the
Yeah,
story
like-
is.
saw like I don't know, like a good job or something.
Mhm.
Like a beard or something.
You could do, oh yeah,
And then
this is where they heard, I'm just gonna put heard shot in parentheses so you can remember that's where that part
it
is.
says a churn, but it's
Oh, that's a parentheses.
like
Heard.
Get her.
and then Kara saw like men with guns.
Yes.
Like
And they were angry and something was happening and they were kind of scared and maybe they hid under the bed or something or in the closet. They were like, uh-oh, something bad is about to happen. Because basically that's what was building up to this big battle. All right, you guys, I'm way over time. We didn't even get to the vocabulary words. So
I'm sorry.
yeah, look at the vocabulary words, try to use 2 of them and use your checklist. All right, you guys, good job today. Let me know if you need help.
okay. I probably will let you know.
Yes. Yeah, just let me know. Well, you got this. You'll figure it out.
Bye, Miss.
Bye, you guys. Have a good week.
Bye.
You have a good week. You can take one. You guys can take a candy if you want, just one though. Because we're donating the rest to a church, so we don't want to take too many. But you guys can have one.
Oh, and on numeral two,
Yeah.
on those 3 sentences that you didn't write, that is that one we're supposed to like put, oh, they saw and.
Yes.
they were in.
Yes, yes. So bring your character back into the middle paragraph about what they saw happening. And then at the end, what did they experience, you know, and what happened at the end? When the battle just erupted into major war.
I know, I'm trying to sit my bag, Shabby, and I'm trying to talk to the teacher.
Does that make sense though, Zulu?
Yeah.
So you can fit them in there? Okay, you got it.
I don't know if
It'll
it was
be-
disturbing when I asked to do that.
No, it's okay. I mean, they're, bye, you're welcome. Have a good week, you guys.
You too.
No, it's okay if you have a tragic ending. Most people like happy endings. As long as the dog doesn't die, I'm okay.
One of Hershey's.
Is that your favorite? Is it plain Hershey style?
Tootsie Roll, I said if there's Tootsie Roll, we grab it.
Oh, I'm sure you'll get one someday soon. How is it? Friday.
We don't sell them.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so you're just looking at candy.
They're just, we have these.
There you go. But no Tootsie Rolls this time. Okay. Bye.
That's two from the party.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, and you gave it to Mom.
Okay,
What are you?
there you go. Bye, you guys. Have a good week.